Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy is brought to you in part by Tom's Place, the finest in men's fashion, located in Toronto at 190 Baldwin Street, in the heart of Kensington Market. Or visit toms-place.com. It's everything you never needed to know. This is Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy. Listen, laugh, and learn.
What is the tallest, I said tallest, waterfalls in the world?
Are you in love? In love with your car? Hi, I'm Nick.
And I'm Roy, and this week we scour the internet to find out these useless tidbits just for you.
Plus, we'll answer your questions in the mailbag segment. This week, a listener wants to know, when you cry, which eye drops the first tear? And in the news, the number 7 was not so lucky for this woman.
Totally useless information. It's everything you never needed to know.
Hey, we're going places.
Throw away your totally useless GPS. It's time for geography. So get lost with Nick and Roy.
90 plus countries all across the globe. Thank you very much for joining us on the show once again this week. And on the iHeartRadio.
Hey, that's kind of like geography, Nick.
Isn't it? You see how it all comes together? We did not plan that at all, which is why it works. Anyway, so we're really glad you've joined us. And also on the iHeartRadio Talk Network on some great radio stations like CFRA in Ottawa, CFRB, News Talk 1010 in Toronto, CJAD in Montreal.
CFRA and CFRB?
That's correct. CJAD in Montreal, CFAX in on the West Coast. So, hey, we're in geography. How about this? Do you want to know how big it is? You know how big it is?
Not really.
Okay.
I don't want to know how big it is, Nick.
The great state of Alaska is large enough to fit approximately 19 United States within its borders. Okay, that's how big it is.
19.
These states include New York, Florida, Oklahoma, and Indiana, and Pennsylvania. These are like big states. Alaska is roughly 1/5 the size of the entire United States.
That's unbelievable.
It is.
And they called it Stewart's Folly, right?
Yeah, and
when he purchased it, it was a stupid move.
Yeah, I hope you kept the receipt.
Yeah, meantime, all the oil coming from there. So in Iceland, Iceland's a really cool place.
It is.
The more I read about it, it's really cool, but very expensive, by the way, to stay there. Okay. Awfully expensive, yes. In Iceland, you can go inside a volcano's magma chamber.
Oh.
Because I guess it's so cold that the magma chamber has emptied of its magma. But the actual chamber where the magma gets all superheated and then explodes through the crust, you can travel. It's called Primjúka Gigor volcano. Primjúka Gigor volcano. And again, it's in Iceland. And you can go down into the magma chamber. Cool.
I love that. Get your tickets now. So you say Iceland. I think isn't Iceland green and Greenland ice or something, like parts of that territory?
Iceland. Are you trying to confuse us, Nick?
No. Well, why should this week be any different? So we're going to stay with the state of Alaska because I was thinking about Alaska these past few days because of the historical events that are going on. So Alaska's flag was designed by a 13-year-old, Benny Benson. In 1927, when Alaska was still a territory, the American Legion sponsored a contest for young people, the youngins, the Utes, to design to design a flag. Those of you who don't remember the movie My Cousin Vinny, when Joe Pesci's like, 2 Utes, and the judge, played by the great Fred Gwynne, was like, the what? He's like,
what?
Utes.
What's a Ute?
You mean youths? All right, 2 youths. Anyway, the youngins, the whippersnappers, they ran this contest for the young people to come up with some. Well, Benny Benson, 13 at the time, submitted the winning design featuring the Big Dipper and the North Star on a blue background. He was awarded a scholarship and a watch for his creation.
Wow. Scholarship to what, though?
We're not sure.
He was 13. Scholarship to grammar school.
Yeah, he spelled everything wrong. No, that's
Yeah.
pretty impressive, though.
That is pretty impressive, I'll tell
Yeah.
you. It's not a very nice flag, but whatever, Benny.
So, but wait a minute. If that was the winning design, could you imagine what else was designed?
I'd like to know what Benny Benson is doing now.
Okay. I will find out. I'll ask our research staff while you give us your next fact.
So Papua New Guinea.
Yes.
Okay. You better get to school early and learn something, because you need to, because in Papua New Guinea, they have the distinction of having the most amount of languages spoken in one country.
Okay.
840 languages.
Wow.
How many people live in Papua New Guinea?
And they each have their own individual personalized language.
840 different languages. Okay. I mean, imagine being a teacher there of bilingual studies. Okay. But wait a minute. Indonesia comes in second with 710 different languages. And then Nigeria comes in third with 520 languages. I think we had that on the show about Nigeria.
Yes.
But exactly. I didn't know Papua New Guinea has the distinction of most languages, 840.
Of course, the sister country was Mama New Guinea.
Yes.
Okay. Benny Benson, by the way, passed away, sadly, in 1972. In 1969, he
passed away, got hit by a flagpole.
Right. No. Well, there was an odd injury, which they don't describe here. But Benny's right leg had to be amputated in 1969. And shortly thereafter, he married. I love how they say shortly. But anyway.
Shortly thereafter, losing a leg, he married a woman who had the other side of the leg. And they strapped themselves together and ran off into.
Well, her name was Eileen. And his name was Neil. No. So he married former Jesse Lee resident Anna Sophie. Anna Sophie Jenks in 1972. He died of a heart attack in 1972 at the age of 58.
Wow. So he was only 58.
Yeah, when he died, unfortunately.
Does it say what he did? Did he use that scholarship?
We're not sure. We're not sure. No. We're not doing history here, but
poor Benny. Poor Benny. He kicked off. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Well, no, with one leg. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, he didn't kick off unless he used his hands. Which is illegal in soccer. You get a penalty flag for that.
We'll call him Neil. My God. Ring My Bell. Remember that song? Ring My Bell. That was a song in our high school years in late 79.
I believe it was the SOS band.
No. That was a song in the late 70s, early 80s. And it was Anita Ward.
Anita Ward?
Yeah.
I thought the SOS band did that.
Maybe they did too, but now we're not doing music. We have so many topics we cover.
Yeah, I know. Let the staff do what they're doing.
And by the way, she says hello. The top floor of the Leaning Tower of Pisa houses 7 bells. These bells are arranged in the belfry, and each has its own musical note, forming a complete major scale. There's a musical scale, a large bell, of course, and then the purpose, the bell actually served to announce religious services and mark specific times of the day. And of course, our staff went to Pisa. Yeah, quite musical. So there you go, bells on the top of the Leaning Tower of Pisa, which is kind of interesting because if it's leaning, it's really difficult to ring the bells.
And the staff just sent me an email. The SOS band was best known for their hit, "Baby, you can do it. Take your time, do it right. You can do it, baby." Okay, let's do my tease because I know everybody wants to know what's the tallest waterfall in the world.
I don't know. Tell us what the tallest waterfall in the world is.
It's called the Tugela Falls, Tugella,
right,
or 1LA.
Right.
It is in KwaZulu-Natal province in South Africa. The KwaZulu-Natal province in South Africa. It drops, get ready, because, I mean, falls because you're in Canada.
Right.
This one drops 3,106.96 feet.
Wow.
It's like water falling off the edge of the Grand Canyon. That's exactly what it looks like, too, if you folks want to look it up.
Yeah.
It looks like the Grand Canyon with water just falling over the edge.
Wow.
It's insane. Yeah, it's insane. 3,106.96 feet.
This is like watching porn in public.
I do that from time to time.
Yeah, they told you to stop. The Great Smoky Mountain National Park. It's
No, they
straddled.
didn't ask me to stop watching porn. They asked me to
No,
put my pants back
Oh,
on.
I
is
see.
what they-
Right. Okay. But today on Geography here on Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy, we're talking about the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. It straddles the border between North Carolina and Tennessee.
I'll be up there in a couple of weeks.
Okay, I figured as
Yes.
much, and then maybe you can visit the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Why?
Been there.
Because they have a mating. So here's the thing: there's a perfect viewing of synchronous firefly mating.
Yeah.
You've seen that before?
Yeah, that's I did that in high school.
Right, yeah,
except
exactly.
ours was a little different. We just sang "You Light Up My Life" while things were going on,
Or you wore glow in the dark condoms.
Right. And
You
then
can
they
find
said,
them.
"Put your pants back on."
Yeah, exactly. Seems to be a common theme.
A lot of that going on.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, there's a lottery system to get these tickets. So visitors can obtain parking passes for the area where the fireflies are most concentrated. The park plans an 8-day viewing period, typically in late May or early June, so you're going to miss it. Unfortunately, only those with passes can access Elkmont during that time. So you're actually watching the synchronous, and this is synchronous firefly mating.
Yeah. I like watching that,
Yeah.
It's like one time we went to a zoo
Yes.
and my son was very young.
Yes.
And he was like, "Ooh, turtles." And he ran over to the thing. He's like, "Daddy, what are the turtles doing?" And I was like, "Oh my God." If you've never seen a turtle
Yeah.
actually do it, they make these groaning noises.
Right.
It's terrible.
And of course, that was last week.
Yeah, well, yeah. What are you kidding me? It was so sexy. I hopped the fence.
They hop the turtle, you hop the fence. Wow. You know what?
I figured, hey, I know I'm old, but I think I
Yeah.
could catch the turtle.
You know what? I'm really happy for you because you finally have come out of your shell.
Nick and Roy will continue with totally useless information. Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy continues. Listen, laugh, and learn.
There's a strange phenomenon not seen anywhere else on Earth.
Okay.
In Lake Titicaca,
All right.
there are floating islands on a lake.
Okay.
Now, the islands actually move.
Oh.
Yep. They're called the Ceros Islands, and they're in Lake Titicaca, and they actually move a bit, but they float in the lake.
That's amazing. That's pretty cool.
Mhm. It's a phenomenon.
It is. But
Titicaca.
Right.
I'll put my pants back on now.
It's about time. Thank you for joining us. You can go to our website.
Not like that
nickandroy.com.
turtle.
Well, yeah. Wow. Yes, you go to nickandroy.com. You click on the Nick and Roy store, and you can order yourself or for your family and friends an anniversary or birthday message.
Oh, listen, folks, go to nickandroy.com. You type on you just look up top, you'll see Nick and Roy store. You hit on that, you'll see the birthday message. There's actually a sample there. I'm telling you right now, best gift you'll ever buy for anybody, the easiest gift you'll ever get for somebody, and they don't have it. That's the cool part. You got that person, oh, they have everything. I don't know what to buy them. They are going to flip out.
Yep.
You're going to look like a superstar. It's very inexpensive. Please go to nickandroy.com. Our emails are filled with people thanking us for these fantastic gifts. Trust me. nickandroy.com, Nick and Roy store, birthday messages, anniversary messages. Go on nickandroy.com.
You know what? We have, when we're done here today with this show, we will turn off our mics to you, but we will record another birthday message. Someone who's ordered yet another birthday message. So even though this person has ordered several of these, they're still unique. They're still, everyone is individual. So
I think this one
part.
person ordered 4 of them.
Yeah, and there's more coming. As you go to nickandroy.com.
This is totally useless vehicle information with Nick, Meet Me, and Roy. Vroom, vroom.
All right, vroom, vroom, what do you got?
Yep, I'm the vroom vroom. My wife asked about that.
Yes.
Like, why does that woman call you vroom vroom?
Yeah. But you know what? You're always burning out the clutch. But go on.
I was like, remember that turtle?
Yeah. Slow and steady wins the race.
Wins the race.
There you go.
In 2015, in Illinois, not to be mistaken with Illinois, an Illinois man who had been in a severe car accident 51 years prior.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Finally went in to have the surgery to remove the turn signal that was embedded into his arm.
What?
Yes. They removed the turn signal from his arm. It had been in there for 51 years. Now, the man named Lefty or Righty, depending upon which way the turn signal was,
exactly.
at the time. He's the only guy that was like walking around downtown and everybody knew where he was going to turn.
Right, because he just lifted up his arm. Maybe he's the guy that that invented arm signals before they invented turn signals.
Yeah, that's true.
There you go.
Yeah. Wow, can you imagine though 51 years later he was walking around with a turn signal thing in his arm? Oh my God.
And every time he moved his arm, he went.
Yeah, exactly. Click, 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 click.
And he wasn't sure why.
And his wife annoyed him and said, "Could you turn that off? You're driving where you're turning." My wife does that to me all the time. Not that it's annoying, honey. I love it.
Right.
I love you doing that.
In fact, you do more of it.
Thank you. Yeah, do a lot of it. Yeah.
All right. So, baby, here's my teaser. Baby, you can love your car. A new study found that while most car owners like their cars, 4 in 10 have gone so far, but to declare love. They have love for their vehicle.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever love a car, Nick?
Yes.
Did you love that Sierra that you had, the Cutlass?
The Cutlass Sierra was 1984, and it was a good car, but I loved the one that I bought next was in 1988. It was the Cutlass Sierra International Series. It had the souped-up engine. It had bucket seats for the first time, where the 84 had bench seats. And so they had so the 88 had reclining seats, which was really handy in certain situations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then, it had a great engine, and it was really awesome. Loved it.
Was that
Absolutely.
the black and silver one?
That's right. Yep, exactly.
That was a nice car. Yeah,
it was really nice.
That was a great
Beautiful
car. Yeah.
So yeah, I fell in
So
love. with
now me, I loved my 1986 Volkswagen GTI Mark II. I thought, and still to this day, it was the most fun I've ever had with a car.
Really popular at the time and really great cars that lasted a long time. So in a survey of about 2,000 U.S.
They were built on the Rabbit platform, not to be mistaken with the Turtle.
Right, platform, yeah, exactly. Where you don't want to know where the exhaust was. Anyway, so in the survey of 2,000 U.S. car owners, 90% say they feel a fondness for their car, where 40% confess that they actually loved their car. Okay, and of course they had cute monikers for the car, like Big Bertha, Boogelmobile, Purr, get it, Purr, Zoom Zoom, or Vroomer, which I guess will be your nickname, Oogie Boogie, and in some cases, Betty White. Listen, speaking of exhaustion, I know we haven't done dreams in a while, but I had a dream last night that I was a muffler. You know what happened this morning? I woke up exhausted.
The country of San Marino has the distinction of having, get ready for this, the most cars per capita, the most cars per people.
Oh, okay.
San Marino has 1,263 cars for a total population of 1,000 people.
Wow.
Now, that also counts kids. So think about that. These are car enthusiasts.
Yeah.
Coming in a close second, which I can understand, Monaco, having been there.
Yeah.
Monaco, I mean, they're just so wealthy. They probably have 20 cars per person. But but anyway, Monaco came in second, though. The distinction goes to San Marino as the country with the most cars per person.
How fast do you drive? Are you a fast driver?
Well, Nick, our roads are 70 miles an hour down here, and 10 miles an hour over the speed limit is nothing to do. So we cruise at 80.
Okay. Up here, we have like 110, which is about 68. So about the same. 110 kilometers an hour. Most of the roads are 100, but there's some of the roads, at least in the province of Ontario, which is where I reside, it's 110 kilometers an hour, which is almost, it's a little more than 68 miles an hour, so almost 70. So, based on the average driving speeds between three of the most populated cities in the United States, it's revealed that the highest average driving speed is 68.1 miles per hour or 110 kilometers an hour. In Canada, we follow second to the United States as the fastest drivers at 67.1. So we're just slightly under the speed limit. Oman follows with third, an average of 65.1. Croatia's in fourth place, according to this survey, at 64 miles per hour. And Croatia doubled the fines for speeding around 65 euros to 130. This may have encouraged drivers to reduce their speed, so maybe not. And the French, I know how you love the French. They ranked in
I
50.
love them.
Yeah.
They go about 10 miles an hour.
No, well, they're easily 5 miles an hour less, slower, 5 miles per
They're
hour.
slower, Nick. They're slower.
63.1 miles per hour.
Let's admit the French are slower.
Yeah,
Should we
right,
do that?
Yeah, you could try
riding the slow bus.
We now have 89 countries, as France has just left the totally useless information nation.
C'est la vie. That's what I say.
Exactly. C'est la vie.
Parlez-vous français, Nick?
And in your case, keep your pants on.
Irv Gordon.
Yes, Irv.
Do you know that name, Irv Gordon?
You know what? I can't say that I do.
Who names their kid Irv?
Well, maybe it's short for
IRV.
Irving. No, Irving.
Yeah,
Maybe
I know.
Irving.
Well, maybe. I mean, you'd think they would have wrote Irving.
Right.
But anyway, Irv Gordon, we salute him. 77 years old. Irv drove his Volvo sometimes 100,000 miles per year.
Wow.
That's a lot of driving. That means the man's driving like 6 hours, 7 hours a day.
Easily, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But that's not the Guinness World Book of Records, not the 100,000 miles a year.
No. Oh.
The Guinness World Book of Records for his 1966, which he still has, Volvo 1800, has more than 3 million miles on it.
Wow.
Nick and Roy will continue with totally useless information.
Nick and Roy for Tom's Place. Hi, where can you beat the heat? With hot deals at Toronto's best destination for designer menswear and unbeatable prices. It's Tom's Place, and he's clearing out their entire summer inventory, and that means massive savings for you.
Like select designer suits that normally retail for $650. Get ready, folks. $350. Wow. Or pick 3 for only $950. Beautiful sport jackets are only $259. And get this, designer casual and dress pants reduced down, get ready, $70.
Wow, that's when Roy wears pants. For the perfect look at a wedding, a job interview, or a night out, Tom's Place has you covered from head to toe. Suits, casual wear, shoes, and accessories. Find a perfect addition to your wardrobe and look your absolute best.
Everything is on clearance to make way for fall merchandise at blowout prices that won't last long.
The very best designer menswear is found at Tom's Place, open daily at 190 Baldwin Street in Kensington Market in Toronto. Tom's Place will suit you.
We're back with totally useless information with Nick and Roy. Listen, laugh, and learn.
The XJ Jaguar. Okay. Now, people have asked.
I love the XJ. I had one.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was walking down the streets of Toronto, which is where I live and work, and they were asking me, Nick, what does the XJ stand for? And so, I did my due diligence and I checked it out. So, for those people who stop me in the street, what's the matter with you? You don't talk to strangers. All right. So, XJ stood for Experimental Jaguar. According to Car and Driver, reflecting its development as an experimental 4-seat GT car. Over time, it became known as Jaguars. That's how you pronounce it, Jaguar. A long-running line of luxury sedans. So the XJ designation is also used to denote the different generations of XJ, like XJ6 or 8, etc., indicating specific engine types and platform generations. But it used to be Experimental Jaguar.
Well, honestly, if you had to say love your car, I think the XJ8 Van den Plas was one of my wife's favorite cars. I think it was a toss-up between the Maserati Ghibli and the Jaguar XJ. Two really fine cars, really cool cars.
Nice.
Really great. Really expensive to drive and stupid. Okay, this is a cool one.
All
What's the most iconic car logo in the world?
Volkswagen?
No, come on now, Nick. Stretch a little bit. Iconic. You would want to have this car. Everybody would want one. Ferrari.
Ferrari, of course.
Come on. I mean, everybody wants a Ferrari. I had one for a weekend. It was sick.
Yeah.
But anyway, Ferrari, the iconic horse emblem, that yellow with the black horse on it.
Yeah.
Looks like a shield. It's actually the Ferrari owner wanted to have a logo that was an homage to a World War I pilot named Count Franco Baracca.
Okay.
He was a World War II fighting ace for Italy, and it was painted on the side of his plane. So he chose that logo that Count Franco Baracca put on the side of his plane as the logo for Ferrari, which was the stallion inside the shield.
Wow.
That's crazy, right? It had nothing to do with the car.
In all the cars that you've owned over the years, have you ever owned a flat car?
I've had plenty of flats, but never owned a flat car.
Yes, okay. Well, the lowest street legal car in the world is called the Flatmobile. How creative is that, huh? The Flatmobile. Roy had his own propulsion system. We call it the Flatmobile, which
flatulence mobile. It runs on gas.
No, it runs on methane. It runs on methane. There you go. The cows love it.
I bought one from my father.
Exactly. Boy, you know what? You always are known to toot your own horn. Anyway, so the Flatmobile, which measures just 19 inches high, okay? It was designed...
Let's get back to reality and out of like grade school.
Right. That's right. Welcome to the fourth grade. So the lowest street legal car in the world is the Flatmobile, which measures just 19 inches in height, so about 1.5 feet, basically. It was designed. Well, I don't know. Maybe you lie down. It's designed and built by Perry Watkins and is recognized by the Guinness World Records
as the flattest car.
Well, the shortest, right? The lowest street legal car. It is a flattened Batmobile-inspired creation that includes a Hillman Imp 875 sports jet engine.
Oh, wow. So he put a jet engine in this thing.
That's right. Exactly.
And how tall is this man? 3'2"? What?
Well, no, the car is only 19 inches in height. There you go. It's fast. It's fast and flat.
Mm-hmm. Like my turtle.
Again with the turtle. There you go. Which we find out, by the way, weeks ago on the show here on Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy during the animal segment, that turtles breathe through their butts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just like my car.
Touche. Thanks for joining us on Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy, and we really appreciate you contacting us on the iHeartRadio Talk Network, coast to coast in Canada, including CFRA in Ottawa, CFRB or Newstalk 1010 in Toronto, CKLW in Windsor, CJAD in Montreal, of course, and CFAX out in Victoria. As we're listening to Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy with the most popular jingle.
Einstein was a moron. Newton was a jerk. E equals nothing. It's science, science, science.
The most, this one I call the poor dog's balls. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The first recorded vasectomy was performed on a dog in 1823 by Sir Astley Cooper. There's a Sir, right? You had a count in one of your stories. This is a Sir. Sir Astley.
Sir Astley. Sir Ballsley, it should have been.
Right. Yeah. Sir Ballsy, yes. It was a ballsy move.
Sir Scrotum.
You know what? That poor dog had PTSD because when you told the dog to go fetch the ball, it's like, no, please, no balls, no balls. So this was done to study the effects of the procedure on testicular atrophy, which was not done for sterilization purposes in the dog, according to one of the museums in Germany. Vasectomies on humans for sterilization purposes
Deutschland, Deutsch. Okay.
came later on, with the first known case performed by R. Harrison of London.
Attention, attention.
Okay.
NASA faked the moon landing.
What?
Yes. Well, it's not really the moon landing, but they did fake stuff
Okay.
during the moon landing, the Apollo moon landing in 69.
Okay.
What they did was they faked the quarantine portion of it. Remember? I mean, some of you folks out there listening can't remember, but the capsule came down into the water. They took the pilots out, they put them in a helicopter, and they brought them over and put them in this thing that looked like an RV. It actually was an Airstream RV that
Really?
they put
Okay.
them in.
Yeah.
And then they took the boat and moved the RV over to some area that was supposedly quarantined. And it ended up that 24 NASA employees were quarantined with them because they helped remove the space goods that they apparently took off the little capsule. It's starting to get a little wacky, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I never saw anybody get in and take the stuff out of the capsule, but okay, whatever. Okay, so it's like, hey, I know you got us, but there's a few bags in the luggage hold, you know? I mean,
Yes.
but anyway, they believe that most of the quarantine was not even really quarantine, and it was kind of just faked so that they could kind of get things in order. So there are questions about whether the quarantine was A, necessary, because we already knew that Russia had gone into space and there was no reason to quarantine.
Right.
And B, was it even necessary in the first place? Because after that, they never did it again.
Yeah. Zombie ants. There's a fungus among us. The fungus called, and I'll try to pronounce this so that I don't offend anybody in a different language in one of the 90 countries that listen to our show. Ophiocordyceps. Ophiocordyceps. They're also known as zombie ant fungus that can turn ants into zombies. This fungus infects ants, manipulates their behavior, and eventually kills them to reproduce.
Attention, please stop listening to this show.
What? Come on.
You heard me.
No.
Because you can die laughing.
Oh, okay.
I don't believe that we've had anybody die yet, but
No, but you know what? We've heard that laughter is the best medicine.
but listen, intense laughing can cause a heart attack or, in some cases, asphyxiation, Nick.
No.
Yes. God knows how many people we've already killed, Nick. So we need to we need to stop this show right now.
Yeah.
No. But it can. Laughter can kill you.
Wow. So I don't know. I really feel uncomfortable giving this science fact.
Do you, Nick? Do you really feel uncomfortable?
Okay, I'll do it anyway. Okay, because I do it for the sake of the show. Because I do a lot.
Yeah,
there's a lot of sacrifice for this
I
show.
do a lot
I
for
do
the
a lot.
people.
Yeah.
Anybody that says that does nothing for the people.
No, this is something that I think, out of respect for the audience, our global audience of 90 plus countries, and all the stations on the iHeartRadio Talk Network. Okay, the average person has 100,000 hairs on their head. Now,
The average person.
Yeah,
Have you looked in the mirror, Nick?
that's what I mean.
I think you got about 30 on your eyebrows.
I'm slightly under average. Okay, so that's just slightly.
Nick has more hair in his nose than he does in his head.
So now I do the show. I MC many events. I have MC'd hundreds and hundreds of events over the years. I have no problem greeting crowds of any size, hundreds, thousands even. I really, truly. The one time that I really felt uncomfortable was when I did stand up. I did it once, 23, 24 years ago. Just one time. It was the most nerve-wracking thing. So a salute and a shout out to all the people who do comedy. Now, having said that, my very first joke was, I'm having a bad hair day. and I have hair in the wrong places. It's like real estate. Location, location, location. Wasn't that funny?
And this is why Nick does the podcast and not stand up.
Yeah, halfway through the act, they told me to sit down. But anyway, the average person has 100,000
In
hairs
fact,
on their head.
somebody screamed from the audience, when do the comedians get here?
Now, if you're a blonde, listen up.
Yeah.
They tend to have more hair, up to 150,000
Whoa.
on their head.
Oh, so blondes have more hair and more fun.
And more fun because of the more hair that they have on their heads.
Wow. Wow. It's making me feel even worse for you, Nick.
Thank you very much.
Nick's the only guy I know that got hit in the head by a pool cue a number of times. They made a mistake thinking it was the cue ball.
Yeah. So I have a colleague here who's also follically challenged. So we put our two heads together, and I say to them, the two of us look like an ass.
Looks like a derriere.
Right. Yes.
Can we put that in?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know that you've heard the alert sound, folks, a number of times during this science segment.
All right. So here it is
But
again.
tree hugging hippie alert. Tree hugging hippie alert.
Okay.
Those beautiful electric turbines.
Oh, yeah.
The ones that produce electric. You have a lot of them up in Canada, I believe.
There's some wind farms, yes. Some
Wind farms.
Yes.
Wind
Yes.
farms. Wind farms.
There's a lot of wind
That's
up here, yes.
Yeah, I call that when I fill my car up.
Right. Yes.
It's a wind farm.
Yes.
Well, guess what? Those wind farms, they produce 25% of the energy at 250% higher cost.
Oh,
That's number one.
Right.
Disaster.
right.
But they are now thought of to be responsible for 70% of bird deaths around the world.
Really?
Yes. Now we're not talking about killing chickens here because
No.
that would be number one bird.
So they
but
fly
that's
into
intention.
So they fly into the turbines.
But actually, yes, it's 70% of the birds that unnecessarily die are through wind turbines.
Thanks for joining us here on Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy. Okay, so here we go. Roy and I have been friends since 1979, so coming up on 47 years that we've been friends.
Wow.
And according to some studies, it costs somewhere around almost $300 per month to sustain that friend. Okay?
$300 a month.
$300 a month. Okay?
Yeah.
So we multiply that by a year. So, if you do the math, so $300 per month.
It's 287.
No, 300 times 12 is $3,600.
Oh no, 3600. Oh, it's
Per year.
per month.
Per year, yeah, per year. So now
Okay,
per year.
yeah.
So $3,600 per year. So over the course of the 47 years that Roy and I have been friends, okay?
Mhm.
Roy has cost, to be a friend, $169,200.
Mhm.
Okay.
And that's cheap, Nick. I'm worth a lot more than that. I want you to know.
It is.
Nick and Roy will continue with totally useless information. To access the full library of episodes, visit nickandroy.com. That's nickandroy.com. You're listening to Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy. Listen, laugh, and learn.
What's in the mailbag? What's in the mail?
So I found this question really interesting. It's Gail from Calgary, Alberta. Dear Nick and Roy, we love listening to your show. It's an interesting show, but the way you guys present it is say it's useless information, as useless in quotes. Frankly, we find the information interesting and entertaining. By the way, you guys are hilarious. I often cry from laughing so hard sometimes. It had me thinking, when we cry, which eye drops the first tear?
Which one, Nick? Which one?
So, okay, can you take a guess?
I would say right eye because things are right-handed.
Okay. It was once believed that when crying from happiness, the first tear came from the right eye. But if you're crying from sadness, it would fall from the left. There's no scientific evidence to support belief that any eye shedding the first tear, determines the emotion. Now, tears, whether joy or sorrow, are produced through the same physiological mechanism and emerge from the same tear ducts. Emotional tears are not linked to specific eyes, but arise as a natural response to emotional states. So it's more related to the emotional stuff that's going on, not necessarily which eye is going to drop the first tear first.
So it could be anything. It's random.
Exactly. So there you go, Gil. That's a great question, though. I thought it was really interesting.
I was going through the mail and I saw Holly from South Dakota. I am a loyal listener and can say that as of today, and this was about a week ago, I have listened to every show and am fully up to date.
Oh,
So how many shows do we have, Nick?
we're approaching, believe it or not, we're approaching 300 episodes.
So technically, Holly listens to me more than my wife.
Right.
So she says, I'm fully up to date.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how much useless information I now know and have obtained from your show. My friends all think I'm smarter because of it. In fact, some are annoyed by my constant referrals to your show.
You're
Boy,
welcome.
she could be my wife.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. She says, I call it jealousy.
There you go. You
I
hit the nail
love
on the
it.
head. Yeah,
Holly, you're right. You should be. Yeah, they're
Yes.
jealous of you. That's right.
Yes.
She writes, thanks so much. Keep up the great work, and I will be listening to every show.
Well, including this one when she hears what we said. On the show today, we talked about geography, we talked about cars, we talked about science. It's time for the news.
And now, from around the corner and around the world, this is TUI News.
A woman, not in Florida, a woman is accused of intentionally starting a fire at a man's home in Salisbury, Maryland. They make some great steaks there.
Salisbury steaks.
Which I never understood why they call it a steak. Isn't it just, what's a Salisbury steak
It's
again?
chopped meat with gravy on it.
Okay,
Nick.
so-
it's a poor man's steak.
Okay. So Salisbury, Maryland, because the reason why she started the fire at the man's home, because he owed her money.
Okay, so he owes her money.
Right.
She sets his house on fire.
Right. So she was charged with
Thinking the best way to get the money is to get rid of his biggest asset. But go
right.
ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe that was part of it. Now the perp, Janice
Perp. Oh, Nick,
Janice
Nick's getting
Oni.
real
Oh, yeah.
legal now. The perp.
The perpetrator. Janice Oni, 51, faces a slew of charges, including first and second degree arson, malicious burning, reckless endangerment, malicious destruction of property, and theft of less than $100. The least of the last three of which are misdemeanors. That was her lawyer, misdemeanor. She was placed in a $25,000 unsecured personal bond recently, according to some of the court records. The
They
fire
let her
broke.
go. They let her go, is what you're saying.
Well, hold on. Listen to the story. So the fire broke out. A man who lived there, they give the address, but I'm not going to give it out here, said that, quote, someone had known for several years was at his home, and she became upset after demanding that he pay her the money that he owed her. They said they argued before she left, but she soon returned minutes later with a bottle of gasoline, setting the front door on fire before fleeing the area on a bicycle. So she fled on a bike. The fire did not appear
That
to
should have
spread-
been the first mistake there at the gas station when she pulled up in a bike and got gas.
That's right.
Never trust the person who's putting gas into a Pepsi bottle.
No. Especially if she tried to fill the bike up with gas. Anyway,
Exactly.
the fire did not appear to spread far. By the time investigators got there for the fire marshal's office and the Salisbury Fire Department, after they ate their steaks, the occupant had extinguished it. Okay, so basically it wasn't that big a fire, but it was still all the damage that it had done. Investigators still had a case to solve, though, because the evidence reported that pointed to her where she intentionally set the fire, thus the first and second degree charge of arson. You follow me so far?
Of course, yeah, first degree, because she went and got the gas.
That's right, on a bike. Maybe that was-
Premeditated.
right. And then second degree, because how could you be charged with first and second?
Because the third one is even worse.
There you go.
And
Well,
2
that-
plus 1 is 3, so you're in trouble.
That's right. Not only was there the residents' account of the events, but surveillance footage shows around from the area businesses. It helped link the incident to.
They would have had ring footage of her, but she burnt that down at the guy's house.
That's right. So they relied on their surrounding businesses, their footage. To put, so she was
Everybody
arrested.
has a camera now. You can't do anything.
No, she was placed in the Wicomico County Detention Center.
So
And
they
she
got
had-
her from the footage.
They got her from the footage. They caught her in the act. She is now what are they? A $25,000 unsecured personal bond. Now, in all the years we've done the show, and we always end the show with news from around the world, you've always had questions. You always had some great questions. The one thing you haven't asked me yet is how much did he owe her that prompted her to go and do all of this and get herself in a heap of trouble?
You think I was about to ask you, how much did he owe her to start this whole thing in motion?
He owed her $7. That's it.
Okay. Wait a minute. Now, the price of gas is like what? 3 and change, $4 a gallon.
Right. Okay.
So this woman, let's say she pumped a gallon. Well, she probably only pumped a little bit of gas. So she invested a couple of bucks into this whole thing as well.
So she
So
came
he
out
owes her
ahead.
more than 7. He might owe her 9. But wait a minute now. I mean, she firebombed this man's door for
That's right.
$7.
For $7.
Can we say crackhead? Can we say that?
No, we don't know. That's an allegation that we have no idea the
Well,
state
let me
of-
just say this. At least she's healthy because we know she's riding her bike around. So she's very healthy. She's doing a lot of cardio to the gas station.
She is. Absolutely. We have barely any listeners now because of the contents of this program, but those
They're
of you
all listening. They're listening for this.
That's all the time we have to spread this totally useless information. We will scour the internet far and wide to find out more totally useless information just for you.
Until then, hopefully we move on to the 5th grade.
That's right. Maybe we'll be promoted to the 5th grade. Tune in next week to find out what grade we've been promoted to.
Yes, please tell all your friends to listen to the show because you've been doing it 90 countries around the world. We always say we do appreciate what everyone does and we love the listeners. That's why we do the show.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Roy.
Thanks for listening.
Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy is recorded and produced in Canada. For more totally useless information, visit nickandroy.com. That's nickandroy.com. Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy has been brought to you in part by Tom's Place, the finest in men's fashion. Located in Toronto at 190 Baldwin Street in the heart of Kensington Market. Or visit toms-place.com.